slide for you. Okay, so Nelligan, I think, had that slide last year, but I always include this because I want to drive home that I like these fuzzy pictures because I don't like them, and it drives home how little we know about this. What happens in dementia? You have this cartoonish, bad neuronal cell death that's small, and what do you lose? You lose the ability to learn, a little bit of your memory planning. Then later on, you lose more, it becomes more noticeable speaking, and objects around you can't navigate as well. And then the third, sorry about the underlines, is the Hollywood version of your brain shrinking, so post-mortem you'd see that, but you also don't remember family members, you have problems caring for yourself. Okay. I think you guys have seen all this before. There's a lot of public policy correlation stuff with dementia. Since we don't know what causes it, we talk about what's linked to it. So Alzheimer's is half or over half of dementias. It's 7, or according to the other paper, 15% of 65-year-olds would kind of have it. But so realistically, of diagnosed, it's about 7% if you're over 65. When you get over 80, it jumps to 40%. So it's not linear, right? It goes up exponentially as you get older. This is in industrialized countries. Interestingly, industrialized countries have a harder, bigger issue with it, and that can be because we're exposed to various things that cause inflammation, and so inflammation seems to be linked to neurodegeneration. So another thing that sometimes dementias have been called type 3 diabetes because it seems to be metabolism related. And so again, we don't quite know what's going on, but in a very non-scientific way, it kind of makes sense that if you're burning the machine a lot, right, turning over a lot of stuff and having inflammation, neurons are dying. And so you don't want to do that. So what are the things that are protective? Do I have this? It's all the things I've told you since like week 1. A good diet's protective, sleep is protective. Okay, all these just very free and easy things, but lifelong, not later on. There's also like education is linked with being protective, and that's the idea of what's that site that always tries to have you do crosswords to not get dementia? Luminosity, right? The idea being there that you've built up extra connections, and so you have more to burn. So let's say you start having neurodegeneration when you drop below 50 connections per neuron. If you've done a lot of thinking, you might have an extra 20% of connections. Okay.